As the summer rolls on, I know many children and parents are talking every day about what will happen this school year. In the spring, when this pandemic first broke out, we made the difficult but necessary decision to close in-person learning at K-12 schools and move to remote learning. March feels like a long time ago given everything we've been through. And that was just the beginning of a series of tough decisions to slow the spread of COVID-19 that have helped our state cope and prevented our hospitals from being overwhelmed. The reality is that the disease continues to spread throughout the country, and some states are seeing their hospitals fill up. But the good news is we now know more about how to slow the spread and how to protect ourselves. After working with health experts, school superintendents, teachers, and more, we plan to put those protections in place and open our schools in a careful way. Today we announced that North Carolina schools will be open for both in-person and remote learning with key safety precautions to protect the health of our students, teachers, staff, and families. This is the Plan B that we ask schools to prepare. It's a measured, balanced approach that will allow children to attend but provide important safety protocols like fewer children in the classroom, social distancing, face coverings, cleaning, and more. As a part of this plan, we want local school districts to provide for remote learning options for any child who chooses it. In addition, school districts will have the option of Plan C, all remote learning, if that's best for them. We know schools will look a lot different this year. They have to in order to be safe and effective. The public health experts and the school leaders developed these safety rules to protect our students and teachers and their families. They've also developed detailed procedures for what will happen if a student or a teacher tests positive. Plan B is the baseline for our state. However, as I said earlier, districts can choose Plan C, which requires all remote learning, if they determine that that's best for those children, parents, and teachers in that area. But let me be clear. The start of school is a month away for most of our children, and we know a lot can happen with the virus during that time. If trends spike and in-person schools cannot be done safely, even with these safety protocols, then North Carolina will need to move to all remote learning like we did last March. There are no decisions more important than the ones about our children and our schools. This announcement today is the result of careful, collaborative, and painstaking work. As with many choices during this pandemic, we're working with the best information and science that we have today. We know there will always be some risk with in-person learning, and we're doing a lot to reduce that risk. But as pediatricians and other health experts tell us, there is much risk in not going back to in-person school. We know that schools provide so much more than just academic lessons. They support our children's social, emotional, and physical development. They're reliable sources of good meals, and they are a critical line of defense when a student has a troubled home life, including abuse, mental health, hunger, and homelessness. My mom was a teacher, as I've said many times. I've spent time with teachers in every corner of our state. It didn't take a pandemic for me to understand that teachers are some of our most essential employees.